Hi, this is Mark News from Plant Talk Radio. Thanks for subscribing and listening to our podcast, Your Gardening Questions from Plant Talk Radio. To keep this podcast free, we're partnering with Stoke Seeds. Indoor seed starting is fun, easy, and economical. Now's the time to start your seeds. If you're looking to grow vegetable variety or add a punch of color to your flower garden, review the Stoke Seeds Starting Guide online. You'll find information about soil preparation, moisture, temperature, light, transplanting, and more. The Stoke Seeds website is a complete resource center you need to make your garden the envy of the neighborhood. Get growing with Stokes. Now, today's question. A gentleman called in. He said he was starting a vegetable garden, and he'd already gotten out some a wood frame and made a raised bed. And now his question was, what should he do about the soil that goes in there, and how should he amend our clay?
Well, if you're using some of the soil out of the surrounding area, then it has clay in it, and maybe some topsoil. But it does definitely need to be amended, and there are just a number of things that you can use for amendments to help aerate and loosen that soil up. What you're trying to do is get more organic matter into it. So anything organic is good, like, for instance, a pine bark soil conditioner or a pine bark mulch. You can also add peat moss. You can also add compost to it. Anything to add some organic material to mix with that clay will help aerate the soil and create a better environment for those vegetable plants to grow in. Some people like to add some lime to the soil. If you have clay, it's alkaline, and the lime will help bring that back to more of a neutral pH, especially important for tomato plants who typically have a calcium deficiency, and that helps add some calcium to the soil. But those are all things that can be done now, as long as, your soil is dry enough to help mix those soil amendments in with it. Probably a good ratio is if you're using yard soil, maybe a third compost of some sort, and maybe a third pine bark soil conditioner. Those combined items mixed together should make a nice soil for you to plant into. And then oftentimes people will integrate some fertilizer in with the soil before you plant, and help give your plants a jump start there. And then each year, especially if you're in a raised planter, each year you're going to have some soil that decomposes, and it's going to settle, so you need to add some more material to it, depending on what the texture is that you got. It may be a little more yard soil, it could be some more compost, or a combination of all of the above. So those are things that you want to use to build a good foundation for your vegetable garden.
Thanks again for listening to the podcast. Remember, lose the winter blues and garden indoors. Start your indoor seeding with the help of Stokes Gardening Guide, plus their online articles. For the best selection of vegetable, flower, and herb seeds available, go to stokeseeds.com. Catalogs are still available. Cultivating successful growers for generations.